Let's pop the top.
Virtually today because it's a snow day and it's
It's
cold.
our first virtual episode of Drunk Wives Club.
Yeah, and it's actually working today because we both have sustainable and strong Wi-Fi.
Hopefully. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you never know. But
Welcome
today,
to let's see, what episode is of the year is this for?
gosh, it's the 4th because we're on the last Monday of dry January. Right
Um,
now, it's day 19 and we haven't drank. I'm proud of us
I know. We
because
should do an update on that. Okay, so like you said originally the last time you did it, you didn't feel any good things coming out of
I
not drinking for a
no.
month.
But this time, I feel more energized, which is weird. Like usually midday, I am dragging. I'm about to fall asleep at my desk, and I have not needed any caffeine to get me through the day, which is shocking.
Like at all? Like at
Yeah.
all.
Well, I drink one coffee in the morning and then I'll
Okay.
drink a green tea or something, but not like a Red Bull or an Alani Nu like I used to. And I don't know if it's from not drinking, but that's really the only benefit or change I've seen.
Are you sleeping better though?
Yeah, but I never really have an issue sleeping. I could fall asleep at any moment.
I know, I can't comprehend that very much, but
Yeah, that's
hey,
fun.
that's something, that's more than the last time you did it.
Yeah, and I think it was last week or the week before I went to a Flyers game and I didn't get home until maybe like 11-ish. And it was weird because then I woke up the next day and I was like, I'm not hungover. This is so nice. And I keep telling Anthony maybe I'll stop drinking forever, but he keeps saying, let's not get carried away here, which is true because I would never not drink ever.
I know, you were also at a very good Flyers game, might I add, and you did not drink. I go to one tomorrow, so we'll
Oh,
see.
is that your test?
Well, so I've had a few tests, which we'll get into my largest one, which was today and why it was today after. But I feel like this dry January has been pretty interesting for me because it's the first one I've done since having a child. So I think it's exactly what I thought it was gonna be. So like going out hasn't really been too much of a temptation to me. It's, like, more on, like, the really rough days, like, at home or at work and, like, not having, that outlet to, just, like, let go and be relaxed, has definitely been interesting, but I've actually channeled that time where I would have a drink into working out, which has become my new resolution, and we haven't even made it through the month, because the candy thing is, like, the not happening. I'm still very much doing that at work.
You
So
know, but I will say we're doing this thing at work where it's all about like accountability and holding people accountable. And I feel like we've held each other very accountable because every time we text each other saying, can we quit? Or I just really want to drink, the other person politely says, no, or I will be upset with you. So I think we're doing pretty good here.
I think we're doing good. I will I will add though that the first time I was the first one to
Go
ask
for
if
it.
I could
The
drink.
first
I will
weekend.
say I was meeting new people and everyone else was drinking.
Oh, that's
And Brady was being hard. So, yeah, I was the first one. And Jess's response was, "Already?" Question mark, and I was like, "Okay, that was rude. That you chose violence that day." Like, "Okay."
I didn't mean for it to come across that way.
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay, fine." So I didn't because basically I checked and said, "Did you drink yet?" And she said, "No." So I was like, "Alright, well, if you didn't drink, then I will continue to not drink."
I
But
wish you said yes.
then I will say the Flyers game was 3 days later, and
I
she texted
did.
me the same thing, and I said, no, excuse me, you just said already 3 days ago, so now I'm gonna say the same thing." And her response was, "Oh, I'll do it for you." Like, again, to confirm that she is the one that decided we were doing this,
It
not
is on a recording, so I do have to take credit for that. But, I cannot make any promises of how we will be on February 2nd because we
We
don't
do
know.
have plans. We don't know what we're doing yet, but we we have plans.
Yeah, I blocked out my calendar midday just so I could be like, "Okay, will it be Bald Birds or will it be Hidden River?" Hidden River is what got you last time, wasn't it? When you did
Yeah.
Dry January?
Yes, it was. It was the day before the Super Bowl. Yeah,
Mm,
that it did get me, but they have I think we talked about this before, but they have weird hours. They just, like, close at 8. So if we did that, we would have to go, like, pretty early. But I also did this thing yesterday where I just went to the beer store, which was stupid.
oh,
Um,
dang.
I know, I sent Jess a picture and I said, like, "This is why I can't go places." So, I follow this, like, bottle shop on Instagram, and they're not far from where I work, and they had, like, a really good one, um, that they posted, like, a couple of days ago, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about how good it sounds, so I went and I bought it, and then I found another one, from it's a peanut butter the first one I went for was an Oreo stout from Wissahickon Brewery, which is, like, a
Oh,
local brewery,
thank
near, like, the Philadelphia area, and I've yet to be there, but I've had their beer, and it just sounded so good, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I went and for that. But then when I was there, they had a peanut butter stout from Tired Hands, which is also really hard to get, if you don't go to the brewery because they don't really distribute. That's also a local brewery in Ardmore, Pennsylvania. So I got 2 4-packs and can't drink them until the 2nd. So, like, in my head, and I really wanna drink them on the 1st because it's a Thursday and we do 3 Beer Thursday, but if I'm
you
gonna make it,
cheated on
I'm gonna do
January
it.
1st.
I know, but that's because I didn't come up with this plan and you did. So I said I drink every New Year's Day for a winter classic hockey party, that you didn't wanna come to. So I have so much beer and I'm, like, so excited, but when I got there, they also support people that are doing Dry January, which is so nice. I've sent, some of the stuff that they sell to Jess, but we haven't tried any of it, but they actually have spirits that were, alcohol-free, like, in, like, what looks like a liquor bottle. I did not buy those, but they also have mocktails. And so, I got one, and it's a mocktail, margarita, and it's like
Ah,
a nitro mocktail. So it's like I
awesome.
have a green wall, and this is a green you can't really see, but it's called the Vida Loca Macarita, and it has, like it literally says, "We are the official cocktails of Dry January."
Okay.
I know. What a I love that marketing, but, I mean, there's a ton of sugar, as Jess and I talked about, like, right before, we got on this. I have not had this yet. I have not had a sip yet, so I am excited to
I'm
try.
nervous.
But it's GMO-free, gluten-free, allergen-free, alcohol-free, vegan-friendly, no high fructose corn syrup, which is like a huge thing for Mark, which is interesting. No preservatives, no carbonation, which I'm like, don't
Interesting.
I don't love, which is good. No artificial colors or flavors, and less than 80 calories per can.
Drink it.
So I'm gonna
Drink
try
it,
that
Mom. Tell
today
us
too.
what it's like. I mean, all margaritas are good. It can't be terrible.
Wow, it's pretty good.
Does it taste like a margarita?
Yeah, and it smells like one.
Oh, it's like a trick.
Wow, that is so exciting. I'll have to post it on our social media because that's exciting. I mean, you can definitely tell that there's, like, a decent amount of sugar in it, but it's pretty good. It's way better than the hop water that I believe you are drinking. So
I am. I do love hot water, but I think, like, any normal cocktail has a lot of sugar in it anyway. Like,
oh,
we
yeah.
have a shit ton of sugar in it, so
Yeah, Mark had a, Moscow Mule on Christmas, and he hasn't, actually, I don't think did we talk about how drunk Mark got on Christmas? Probably not, but he, had a Moscow Mule on Christmas Eve, and he hasn't had soda in, like, probably in a year since he had the last Moscow Mule that he had, and since he's been, like, taking some stuff out of his diet, like, he was like, "Wow, this is, like, so much sugar, like, I can't drink it." And it was only, like, the regular, like, club soda, I think, that you put in a
Yeah.
Moscow Mule, and he
I
was like, "I
haven't
can't drink
drank
it."
a regular. Welcome to my dogs. But I haven't drank a regular soda probably since I was, like, a kid. Like, I
Oh,
can't
at all?
like, I can drink a Diet Coke, but regular soda, I feel like my teeth are gonna fall out.
Oh, yeah, I totally get that. I, went to lunch, on MLK Day because we were closed, and Mark also had off, so we went on a date,
Oh,
and I didn't drink, so, that was really fun, but they had root beer, and I almost got it because I was like, because Mark had a drink, and I'm like, "Well, I could just, like, maybe have a drink, like, it won't be that bad," and not bad, I meant not a real drink. I really was not that tempted, um, but I almost bought a root beer, so it's funny that you said that.
yeah, I feel like I haven't been tempted this month because I haven't really done anything socially, which I did that on purpose because I feel like if I'm out with people, then I'm more tempted to drink than if I just stay home.
So, you've just stayed home, you haven't done anything in
Really
19 days?
the biggest outing I've gone to so far is the Flyers game.
Wow.
I know, I feel like a hermit, but we're going
No, that's
to
pretty good.
our Taylor Swift brunch next weekend, and the ticket includes alcohol, which I feel like is hard. But I also
I
am
feel
not a
like
big
if we can get through this
yeah, we
weekend,
can't ruin it on the
we
27th.
won't do it, like, we won't I don't think we will. I
I
don't
mean,
think we'll do it.
Christmas
And
today
Missy's
after
doing
she
it.
drank. Yeah, because I think she was doing it until Tina's birthday, which is today. Happy birthday, Tina.
Happy birthday.
But I was going to text her and ask her if she drank.
I think she said I think she's doing the whole month except today,
Oh,
but
okay.
maybe I'm wrong. I
I
don't know.
Yeah, I'm also not a big mimosa or Bloody Mary fan, so
Yeah.
I think it won't be super hard.
I don't think it will be hard. I think it's been harder for me to just not have a drink at home. So,
But by the time this comes out, we will only have 2 days left.
right? It'll be what, like the 29th?
Yeah, the 29th.
Wow.
I'm just not gonna sleep that week just thinking about being able to drink again.
I know, it's really bad. I really have not stopped thinking about the beers that I bought yesterday, and I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal, but I am so excited for them. And then I felt dumb because you don't drink stouts, so I thought, like, I should have at least bought something that we both would have drank. So, because I feel like we still don't know what we're doing, but we could just drink at a house and be smart and then have someone, like, drive one of us
Yeah,
home.
because I feel like we're going to be that way that we are, where we drink 3 beers and think like, "Oh, we're still fine, we can drink 1
We
more."
usually are. We usually are, but after not
Then
drinking for a month, I don't
yeah,
know.
it's not gonna hit us because I'm gonna definitely drink double IPAs.
I know. I would expect nothing less. Yeah, I would
I miss
expect nothing less of you. Yeah, I think my dry January though, it's been, like, very interesting because, I really have been working out, like, probably the most consistently I have since when I was pregnant.
Mm.
Um, and so I don't know if I'm, like, feeling better from that or from the non-alcohol or, it's probably just both because that's, like, a healthier lifestyle. But no, in all seriousness, I think it's gonna be really interesting in February because, I'm gonna have, like, a really crazy month at work, like, I already know. I think I already talked to you about it, but, like, the week of my birthday is also in February, so the week of my birthday is going to be nuts with work, like, it just there's, like, this thing that's on the 26th, and so we have to have everything done before that, and so it's gonna be crazy, and so it's gonna be really, really interesting because now I'm gonna have alcohol, like, back in my world, but I also wanna find a balance of working out because in all seriousness, like I am doing that at like 8 o'clock at night instead of having a drink. So it's definitely been like interesting.
I don't you nighttime workout people, I'll never understand. 8 p.m.?
I
I
can't.
guess that's the only time you have in your day to, like,
Yeah,
treat.
I've definitely been going to sleep, like, a little bit later, but I don't know, I've just, like it's weird, I think this is just, like, me realizing I haven't had, like, the m most healthy lifestyle, so I've just been making, like, small changes, which are pretty much everything that's not my New Year's resolution, but, like, I sleep with the TV on a lot, because 'cause I'm a big person that just my mind goes and goes and goes and goes like before I go to sleep. Unlike you and Mark,
I
who
just
just
fall
fall
asleep.
asleep at any time and just like pick up where they left off the next day. Like that's so amazing. I just can't ever do that. And so I've been trying to actually do like meditations before I go to sleep instead
Oh,
of like turning the TV on. So, yeah, it's definitely been, like, really interesting. Like, because that's been helpful, so I don't know if, like, that's been helping me sleep. I wouldn't necessarily say my sleep is much better, but it's not worse.
New Year's resolutions can always be changed because
I
I will
just
support eating candy.
I know I can't not do it. I worked from home for a couple of days, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, like, this is fine." And then I went back to the office, and I was like, "Not fine."
I feel like everybody has the same challenge where people just bring in snacks or candy. So once you're in an office setting, just like during the day, you're like, well, I can have a couple pieces here and a couple pieces there. But then you're like, I probably just ate a whole bag of
I
candy.
literally do it every day, so I'm like, it adds up every week. I have probably I'm not even gonna try and guess it's gonna be bad, but yeah, I also when the internet went out, went upstairs and asked Mark if he wanted to try this, and then as I was about to, I saw him looking at the can, and I was like, "Oh, don't do it because there's a lot of sugar," and he's like, "Yeah, there's a lot of sugar in that, so I'm not gonna do it," and I'm like,
We know.
"Okay, sir."
Yeah, never mind. More for us.
So what have your activities been? I feel like you've done some stuff, like, in January. Have you done stuff with, your husband?
Yeah, we go to the casino often. That's like my fun activity that I get
You
excited.
don't drink there.
No, I never really drank at the casino to begin with because I
That's
mean,
real
they
smart.
offer you free drinks, but they're always like crap if you get a mixed drink
Exactly.
or it's a Bud Light, which you know how I feel about Bud Lights.
I don't love Bud Light either.
So we've done that. I've gone to the mall a lot. I've tried to just do things that don't involve drinking as much, but, we're big, like, foodie people and like going out to eat, which I
Mhm.
when we go to good restaurants and there's good
Want
cocktails
a good drink.
is hard. Yeah, we're trying this place tomorrow called Blue Sunday, which I found on an Instagram reel from, like,
Oh.
a Gen Zer posting about it, and apparently it's like this Asian fusion restaurant, but they're also known for their freaking cocktails, so that will be hard. But,
Ooh.
I mean, I've gone to some restaurants and thought about getting a mocktail, or some places I've seen have that athletic brewery, which is
Yes,
non-alcoholic beer, but I'm
correct.
what's the point?
So
If I'm
I've had the Athletic Beer Company, and it's actually pretty good because I had it when I was pregnant.
Mhm.
Um, they have one IPA that's good, and then their dark beer is good, so that wouldn't have been good for you, but, like, the ones they have, like, 4 or 5,
Ooh.
and those are at the Flyers games too, actually.
Oh, they
Um,
are? Crap.
yeah, they are, they're like, yes, I go to games a lot, so I know exactly where it is, but trying to explain that to you won't matter. So,
Yes,
yeah,
I would
they have,
do
like, a
that.
whole
I would've tried
section.
it.
They have a whole section that's actually sponsored by them, which
Really?
is but, like, there's alcohol, which is why it's, like, a little confusing because it has, like, a big athletic brewing sign, and then it just looks like it's, like, non-alcoholic beer, but they have a ton of other beer, so, I'll take a picture and send it to you
Oh,
tomorrow.
good. If I ever go to another game,
You
I'll let
should. Do you know, I think it's very interesting, that I would like to point out that you have now done 2 things sports related
Without you?
without me, and we've been friends for how many years, and you've never willingly been like, "Yes, let's go do this," with the exception of it was either your birthday or Missy's birthday at Bald Birds that one year, and the Eagles were on, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
Yeah, I would out of all sports games, I think I would watch football or hockey, because at least it's, like, energizing, like, I know some people are diehard baseball fans, but I just can't get into it. I think it's so boring, but football I like, it's just the commitment of tailgating and then going to the game. I don't know if I would survive.
You
And it can't be
literally
cold.
went somewhere to watch the Notre Dame football game, which is insane to me because I didn't even think you knew what that was.
I didn't even know where they were from. I thought they were from Michigan. Turns out they're not.
They aren't. Oh my goodness gracious, that, like, kills a little part of my
I
soul.
know,
Oh, wow, okay.
yeah, but we
So
will plan a sporting event.
yes. Okay. So then I think this is a good segue into what your activity was today and what we talked about in one of our most recent episodes. I think it was the one that came out 2 weeks ago at this point, which is just like snow days in general. So, like, what did you do today?
Okay.
Yes.
So, I didn't go into work, so I worked from home, but in the middle of my meetings, I was destined to shovel my driveway and sidewalk by myself because a couple days ago it snowed and Anthony and I both had to work. And all I could think about is I live in a neighborhood and it's the type of neighborhood that judges you if you don't shovel your sidewalk. So that's literally all I could think about all day. I was like, I have to get home and shovel. But this person on the internet of Facebook was offering to shovel people's driveways and stuff. So I hired him. He freaking charged me $65. First
For
of all,
what? For what?
my driveway, my pathway, and the sidewalk out front, but the sidewalk was already shoveled by my very nice neighbor, and he didn't even do that good of a job, so I was like, "Well, the internet scammed me again."
$65.
I
Was this
know.
person local?
Yeah, and I thought it was gonna be pretty good, but
Did
well,
you know it was $65 before you did it? Well,
yeah.
that was dumb. How dumb. Why would you
Well,
spend that much money?
because it was the convenience of not having to worry about things being shoveled,
But then
but
you would just worry about it being $65 and that it had to be a good job.
I know,
I
mistakes
did
were
not
made
know this
today.
information. That is brand new to me.
I did not tell anybody because I knew you all would give me shit for this. So today I did it myself, and my other neighbor came out with a freaking snowblower, and I thought he was going to offer to help me, which would have said no because I'm like, I'm going to do this myself. But it was just the thought that he didn't offer to use his snowblower as he saw me out there struggling.
He saw you was my question. He
Yeah,
did.
'cause I waved to him. I was like, "Hi, how are you?" As he's using his snowblower, I'm like, "Fucking a-hole." He's a very nice man too, but I started shoveling, and then I was like, "I'm going to make my driveway look better than everybody else's. It's going to be completely clear," because people shovel and it's not really totally clear, like there's
Yeah.
still a coating of snow. Can you hear Anthony in the background?
I thought that was one of your dogs, but
Oh,
yes.
no. So I did that, and then I didn't have any salt to put down because there was like a small coating of snow that I still wanted to get up, and Anthony had taken our car to work. So I had no car to go get the bag of salt. So I DoorDashed it, which, I didn't even know you could DoorDash
I
something like.
didn't know that either.
Yeah, this nice man brought it, and I put down the salt, and my driveway was completely clear, and I was such a proud person. I was looking out the window as Anthony came home, and he's like, "What are you doing at the window?" I was like, "I'm just admiring my work," like he does his lawn.
I was just gonna say, you know that the way that you are
I know.
describing the driveway is him and the lawn, right? Like, you
I
do know
know.
that.
And then I was like, "Have I really become this person?" And that's how I know I need to get out of the house and do more social activities because I might be going a little stir crazy. Like, that
No,
was a little psychotic.
I don't think it was. I think that that is way better than paying $65 because I was gonna tell you that, um, the episode 2 weeks ago, you were like, "Nope." Remember when we were younger and we, like, offered to do like, shovel people's, driveways, and like you said, nobody did that anymore. Again, I didn't know that was the thing that you were gonna say, but somebody from my neighborhood said that their son was doing it, and can I just tell you how much he was charging?
How much? 20 bucks?
$15.
That's it?
Yes, because that's
15?
normal, like, 20 bucks is normal.
Yeah,
$65, like,
got
you
ripped
have
off.
a normal-sized driveway.
And I'm pretty sure he was only here for 10 minutes because I could see it on my Ring camera.
So, I feel like you should just write a review,
I know, but the
which
worst
is
part
which
was
is very, like, against, like, I don't if you don't have anything nice to say, like, don't say anything at all really, but, like, $65, like, that's very ridiculous to
and
me.
he messaged me today again and said, "Do you need snow removal?" And I was like, "No, but
No,
thank
I'm good, thank you so
I'm
much.
okay, I'll just do
Yeah.
it myself for free." But
Hmm.
yeah, shoveling snow sucks though.
Yeah, I don't like it. We have now taken my son out in the snow twice because, like you said, it snowed a couple of days ago. It snowed today. It snowed a lot today for people that are listening, that like obviously aren't in this area. It snowed probably what, like 5, 6 inches where we
And
live.
I'm pretty sure they were only saying it was gonna snow 3 to 4 maybe.
See, see, no, I told I told Mark um last night that it was going to um snow, like, a lot, and he was like, "No, it's only gonna snow 2 inches," and I was like, "Sir, it's gonna snow all day, so there's no way
It can only
that
be
even if it
wasted.
doesn't snow, like, hard, that it's not gonna be more than 2 inches if it's snowing all day." And he was like, "Nope, they just keep saying 2 inches." Okay, well, I try to, like, prepare as much as I can for, the unpreparedness that you have to be as a parent, and so I knew what was gonna happen because, like, all my coworkers were like, "Yeah, daycare is closed," like, "Yeah, school's closed. Yeah, school's closed." My mom is texting me telling us that our school district is closed, and I was like, "Great." But Tuesday when it snowed, there was a ton of places that were closed, and ours opened at 10 AM, so we actually got lucky.
Oh.
Yeah. And so, at 10 o'clock last night, they were like, "Yeah, we're opening at 9 AM." And I was like, "You're gonna close," because I was like, "If you're" but I actually very much appreciated the way they did that because they were, like, trying. They were gonna be like, "Hey, we can't make this decision." Yeah, it was, like, 6:40, and they closed, and I let me just explain my day and as to why today is the hardest day of dry January that I have had so far. So, my son, he woke up at 3:50 AM, and he's actually been, like, sleeping through the night, like, a lot more recently.
Of course,
Anybody
what
that's been
time is it?
following, I think I've, like, talked about this, but, like, he did not sleep for 15 months. So, this is, like, a new thing. Really was really excited about it. Stayed up and watched the Southern Charm reunion, and then also Southern Hospitality, and then also watch What Happens Live. So, I was up for quite a long time. Anybody that watches Bravo knows that that's, like, till 10:35, which does not seem late, and in my regular world is not, but I knew, at that time, because I was still awake, Mark was sleeping, that it was not opening until 9 AM today. And so at that point, I was like, there it's definitely gonna close. So then, he woke up at 3:50, went back to sleep at 4, then woke up at 4:50 and just cried until 5:45.
Oh.
Then fell asleep, and I thought, "Oh, heck, we are surely he will sleep, like, a little bit more because he was just up for an hour." No, then he woke up at, like, 6:40. So, I, like, did not sleep well at all. Dry January won't do that for me because I have a child now. And so didn't sleep a lot and also has like 4 molars coming through. So, and also Mark had client meetings all day and he was really great and rescheduled one on Tuesday so that I could be on a meeting on Tuesday when he wasn't able to go um until 10 a.m. I love snow, is basically what I'm trying to say here. And yes,
They
it's been
knew
a
the
great
snow day.
time. I had one call all day because I, like, moved some other stuff around, and Brady just wasn't having it, and he just cried the whole time, and it was didn't really go well much from there. He napped, but at not a right time, which means tonight should be really fun too. So, yeah, super excited, and these are the times where I'm like, I just would like one drink. But I will say this, official cocktail of dry January is not bad.
I feel like Brady knew it was snowing outside, and he was ready to enjoy the snow day and make your life not enjoyable.
You would think that. And then when he woke up from his nap, he was super stoked to see that there was like 5 inches of snow, and then we tried to take him out in it, and that didn't go well. So, but, on the positive parent side, it was actually really nice to just spend some time with him. He is in a fun age of learning things. So I sent a video to you, but he, like, likes when I put the Peloton on, and then when he, like, knows that the person goes away, he just says, "Bye-bye," and so that has been pretty cute. So there was definitely some, like, cute moments in the chaos, but, yeah, I basically, like, didn't get to work at all today, and then because of the snow on Tuesday, I didn't really get to work much on Tuesday, and then we were off on Monday, and I am trying to do this thing where when I'm off, I'm actually not working. And so, yeah, it was like a really weird work week because I still had to get 40 hours of work in this time. And so
It was
the
fun.
snow is great and I don't need alcohol at all. So this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, all day I was like, it would just be nice to have one sip of a beer because it's snowing out. I feel like that's what you do when there's a snow
I
day.
know.
And
I
I'm
know. I know.
hopefully it snows in February. We'll
No,
do it.
don't want it to snow anymore. I decided that, snow days are definitely a different beast when you have kids, so but at least he naps because my one coworker has 2 daughters, 5 and 3, and they don't nap at all.
Oh,
So,
thank you. I
he
feel
just
like I need a nap.
I know, he just had to figure it out. I don't know, at least I had an hour and a half that I could get work done, so
Chelsea texted me earlier that my friend Chelsea from elementary school, we have to have her on one time.
Mhm.
She'll have good advice. She's a wise woman. But she has a 5-year-old, and apparently her 5-year-old was throwing a tantrum today. And I was like, they throw tantrums at the age of 5. And
Just they never stop. Don't you throw tantrums on your
I
3rd
I
grade?
do. And I was like, "What is this tantrum about? What could a 5-year-old be so upset about? I need to know." And I guess she was talking on the phone to her grandparents, and she told her mom, Chelsea, to come in. Chelsea ignored her. So, I guess she told her grandparents that her mom is stupid. I was like, "Stupid? That's mean. I hope nobody ever calls me stupid." And
Wow,
Chelsea took the phone from her, and that's when the tantrum started. I was like,
girls are
"Dang, that's me."
brutal.
Yeah, I was like, "Wait till she's 13.
I know.
Get you bad."
Yeah, I know, Brady just never stops moving, so I don't think that will ever change, but
That's true.
I'm hoping that's so brutal, poor Chelsea.
I
Kids
know.
are so mean.
Yeah. I was like, "I hope she never calls me stupid." She called me an idiot once though, and I was like, "Dang, that
Your
hurts."
daughter did? Oh
Yeah.
my wow. Wow.
Mm.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, so that's our update for, dry January and also snow. So, like, I don't love it. I love it. I love the theory of it. It's super pretty. Mark said something really, like, very smart to me the other day and was like, "Yeah, I just wish it would be there for, like, 24 hours and then it would just go away."
True. Yeah, because
I
when they
think
get
that
it, it
makes
turns
sense.
to ice.
It's horrible, and now it's, like, 17 degrees outside.
Yeah, but if anybody's wondering, you can DoorDash salt to your door to melt the ice. It is a little bit more than if you would just go to the store and buy it yourself, but the convenience is what
Did
it's
you
all
get
about.
it at, did you get it right after you ordered it?
Yeah, it took like 20 minutes. It came from Dollar General.
Wow,
I know.
pretty quick.
I know.
That was
I
a thing.
forget our next topic was the internet. I'm scared of the
Yeah,
internet.
I just feel like maybe again, because 'cause we're not drinking, we're just, like, focusing more on things, but I just feel like the internet has had some great things on it recently, which most of the time I don't. I will waste my time scrolling, but I don't think they're great things. But now maybe because we're just have so much time on our hands, we think that things are funny. But, I did see something, and I sent it to Jess today, and I have been thinking about it for, like, 2 days because I thought that it was so funny, um, but it was let me check. I have to, like, say word for word what it is. I screenshotted it. Okay. You're being sold as an action figure. What 2 accessories do you come with? So I asked Jess this, and she was like, "I have no idea." And I will say that I thought that it was hard for me to figure out what mine was, but I thought of some for Jess right away. So you don't have to answer, Jess, because I know I put you on the spot, and you're like, "I don't know." But I think yours, if this is helpful, it could be 3 things because, like, you, are the president of Drunk Wives Club, and so, like, it would be probably a beer. Mostly, I would say, a White Claw, to be honest, probably not a beer, I think. But if I'm, like, everyday things not alcohol related, I would say, which you touched base on earlier, which is funny because you didn't know I was gonna say this, is a Red Bull and, a Peloton keychain.
Oh my gosh, that is most accurate, I
I
would
know, I was like, couldn't think of anything for me, but I thought of yours right away.
because the other day I was actually telling somebody how my dream would be to work for Peloton because, the Peloton live classes started up again, and I've been
Yeah,
trying to get into them for months, and they're so freaking hard to get into. And then I was like, maybe if I just work there, it would be easier to get into. And then when they had the store in King of Prussia, I actually thought about getting a part-time job there because I'm like, it'd be so easy. I just get to talk about Peloton all day and
yeah,
sell
you were
people.
obsessed. You're the one that sold me
Yeah.
on it.
Well, I think that is great because I was gonna say yours would definitely be some type of beer, a
Yeah.
craft beer, because that's who we are, and something sports related. I don't know what it would be, like a
Oh,
sport accessory.
a gritty.
Yeah, a gritty. See, it is way easier to think of other people.
It is. I thought of yours right away. I was like, "It has to be Peloton related," and you do always have a Red Bull, but now you don't because you're doing Dry January, but
That is true. So we'll have to do a poll on what people's accessories would be if they were an action figure. It's kind of a hard question
I
because
know,
there's
but I think it's really cool. I just, like, really liked it. And then also recently, I posted on my personal Instagram story, it was, like, the top 10, like, I don't know, like, dance songs of 2009, and in my head, that was, like, 3 years ago, but, it wasn't, and now I feel old, but some of them, like, I just feel like the songs they just don't, like, exist anymore, these types of songs, I feel, and some of these people still make music, so it's just weird, but it's like Memories by, Kid Cudi and David Guetta.
hmm.
I'm, like, looking up
They'll
some of
use they, like, use the same beats in the new
yeah,
song or the background music, so it's
yeah,
like the song never actually went away forever.
that's true, but then I'm like, I think, like, younger generations too think that's brand new, which, to be fair, so did we with a lot of stuff, but now they're really doing that a lot. Um, But then there's, like, hotel room service, which is, like was such, like, a good one because if you think about we're, like, really gonna give away how old we are, but, like, 2009 was a key time because we were
Waited.
seniors in high school, and then we were freshmen in college. So, like, good stuff, like, those were, like, some and then I just so now I'm just obsessed with it's like when we talked about our hype songs, now I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
obsessed with listening to these songs, like "Shots" by LMFAO, like "Party
Okay.
Like a Rock Star," like, all of those, like, really good ones. He
Is
just
Chingy on the list?
I don't think Chingy's on this list, but I don't think he would have been 2009. You know the song that is on here that is, like, always played still for some reason in my head is "Down" by Jay Sean,
Oh,
which,
I love that song. I
yeah,
love the part of it.
but it's funny because some of the, like it's the I feel like this is very similarly themed to the hype songs that we had because TikTok by Kesha is on it, and, like, we just automatically thought about Kesha, and Flo Rida is also on it, like, with Right Round, that was pretty good too, so,
What year did that come out?
2009.
Okay, we were old enough. Did we know what it meant?
Which one? Right Round?
Yeah.
No, I don't I
I
don't
think
think
we
so.
were so pure that we didn't know what it meant. But now it's
I
like when you listen to those song lyrics, you're like, "Was I listening to this when I was 14?"
I know, you
Like,
definitely were, and then we, like, say oh, I don't know why these people like, these kids are the way they are now, and I'm like, "Dude, we were doing the same thing." I mean, I will say also something so funny on the internet, which I've seen, like, this is not new, but do you see, like, all the accounts that are, like they're run by people our age, and then they do, like, the comparisons of what, like, they were like when they were 13 and what, like, the
yes,
13-year-olds
it's
are. So, like,
totally
their
different.
TikTok dances or, like, makeup tutorials, like, today I saw one, and it was like, "This is what, like, somebody who's 12 right now would do." And they're doing, like, a full makeup tutorial. I don't wear a lot of makeup, so I can't even tell you what she was putting on her face, but it was, like, foundation and all that stuff, and then it was, like, clearly she's our age, so then she did the one and she was like, "Okay, like, when I was 12," and then it's like she's literally eating a lollipop and then, like, put the lollipop on as lip gloss, like, and she's like, "That's, like, what I did when I was 12." So, like, those crack me up.
The kids now are doing, like, get ready with me to go to school. I was like, "We didn't even get ready to go to school. We literally just put on a hoodie or, like, an Aeropostale t-shirt and went."
I
With the
know, but
kids.
Aeropostale, I know, the monkeys, those were my favorite
Yeah,
the
the monkeys and the ducks. They need to
yeah,
go.
I know. I will say though, uh, a lot of people I know that are, like not that I know a lot of people, but I know some people in high school, and I also see some people, like, at the bus stops and stuff like that, and they are all wearing, like, sweatpants. It's like a trend also, so it's like it's very interesting, I can't find the balance, and I'm like, "This is how I
Always
know
look
I'm."
a little homeless, but they look cute. I'm like, if we
I
were
know, I don't understand, like,
we
it's
would
like
look
homeless
terrible.
it's like homeless chic, where, like, their sweatpants are, like, $50 and ours were $10 from Kohl's. Like, I don't yeah.
And they're, like, super baggy jeans. I was like, "Those look so comfortable," but if I
Mhm.
wore those, it wouldn't look like
No,
that.
I could never in 1,000 years wear those, but then they also wear, like, really tight tops, and they're, like, crop tops, and I you know my thoughts on crop tops, we've talked about this before, so
And I keep seeing all the videos of 10-year-olds in Sephora wanting a whole skincare routine, and I'm like, "I didn't even know what makeup was when I was 10, let alone that you're supposed to do a
or
skincare."
we did the, like,
It was like the lip smackers.
wet yeah, like, lip smackers, and then, like, I wanna say it has the word, like, wet in it, which doesn't feel
I think
right,
it's like
but,
wet and
like yes,
like
was
the
that is that what it was?
yeah, I think they were from I don't know if they were from, like, drugstores
We
or
were, which,
Bath& and
hey,
Body
I
Works.
still get stuff from drugstores,
I
like,
know, it
that's
makes sense, it's easier.
everything like, I get stuff to make it seem like I'm a little less tired than I am, but there's no makeup in the world that can actually hide that. So I just kind of, and I've always owned it because people know me. So I'm like yesterday dressed up at work because I wore sweatpants the day before. Not sweatpants, yoga pants, but they're the same thing. And I was like, all right, I'll dress up because I was assuming I was gonna have to work from home. So I was like, oh, I'll look nice. And they were like, every person was like, oh, your outfit is cute. And I'm like, thank you. But that also just goes to show that like I literally do not try at all.
Yeah.
So I'm like talking about these kids and I do it at my own job. So you always look cute for work. We've talked about that. But
Anthony's friend's daughter is either 12 or 13, and they asked me if I had any Lululemon that I could give her because she's obsessed with Lululemon, and I was like, "I'm not gonna give my Lululemon stuff away, that shit's expensive," and I was
it's
like,
so
"Why is a
expensive.
12-year-old wanting that?" I was like, "I was super into, like, Limited Too," which I guess isn't that
I loved Limited
I
too.
know, I
Did
was like, "That's
you
what
know that Paige from Summer House was a model for them?
No, really?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. It was so funny.
I know, but
It was
I can't
so funny. Okay, so then I think our last topic was um really good TV that's coming up. So this episode will air 1 week after what you're super excited for.
The Bachelor, because as anybody who is a Bachelor fanatic, which I'm not a super fanatic anymore. I mean, I'll still watch it every Monday, but the new Bachelor is local to our hometown, which is like, I don't know what our hometown is considered, where people know. I live in Royersford, but you
Well,
live
it's
in
near no, just say
like,
like near King of Prussia or like 35, 40 minutes outside of Philly.
yeah. So Joey, I don't know what his last name is. He is from Collegeville, which is like 10 minutes from us. And he went to Westchester University for college, and he is the bachelor. And I just can't wait for hometowns because my only hope is that if he would come to this area, he would take people to either the Trap Tavern or Tom's Bar.
Okay, he won't take them to either of those places, I can guarantee you.
They
But
have
I'll be interested because, like, I do think he's gonna bring people to this area, but I do wanna specify he doesn't live here anymore. His whole family does, so I think that's, like, part of it too, because obviously I don't watch The Bachelor anymore, but I do know that they take you to the hometowns to meet the parents, which would make sense because they don't live where he lives. But he doesn't live here anymore, but he is from here. I don't think he will be taking them to those two places. I could be wrong, but I'll do exactly what I did when Aaron Rodgers' brother was on it, and I won't watch the entire season minus the hometowns, and then I'll feel all caught up, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, he has been to Collegeville Italian Bakery a bunch, so I'm
Uh-huh.
wondering if some type of connection with his parents are there. But I love the Bachelor and Bachelorette, but they never stay together anymore. So by the end, you're like, what's the point? Because they're just going to break up in a month.
I know. I know.
But it's
It's
TV. And the girl version, when there's a Bachelor, it's way better because there's girl fights. The men just are kind of like, blah, they're not as fun.
so you mean it's more interesting for The Bachelor itself because there's women competing?
Yeah, and all I can think about, this is like my crazy side of things, is that I could never be on The Bachelor as like a girl because all I could think about is he's dating like 20 people at the same time. And they always tell you the same thing.
Well, also, like, you have no idea who is on it. So, actually, I listened to a podcast, that had Sam from Summer House on it because you know her and Corey broke up, right?
Is that the most recent one she was on where she said that they broke up?
Mhm.
What it's called, but I heard about it.
Not skinny, not fat.
That one.
Yeah, which I've never listened to before, but it was pretty good. She was, like, super open and honest. She's only 26, and she sounded so mature about it, and she was like she just kinda, like, said what happened and why they broke up, but she did talk about how, um, the Bachelor reached out to her for casting
Really?
before Summer House,
Oh,
and she was
but you don't know who the person that you could be dating is?
no, because they said who it was, and they were like, "He was on this season," but that season did not air yet. So she hadn't like, she didn't know anything about him, she didn't know how he was portrayed, like, on the show, so and I think they just also agreed, like, it wouldn't have been a good match, like, even casting said that once, so she's like, "I don't think this would be a good match," and they were like, "Yeah, I don't think so either." So, I don't know why they thought it would be or something, but I thought that was really interesting, like, so sometimes people can literally say yes and have no idea who this person is, and I'm like, "Okay, but then you clearly just wanna be on TV," and I think that's where, like, a lot of these shows are, like, becoming now, like Love Is Blind, which we talked about, like, all those people already know like, you don't have to stay together, you're basically just doing it to get on TV. So, I think the first 2 seasons were really good for Love Is Blind, and I think some of those people are still together, but now it's just, like, for fame.
Yeah, which is sad because I like the concept of it,
Yeah,
but yeah, I
yeah,
know.
and then Vanderpump comes back this week.
This is such a hard month to not drink.
But then but then Summer House comes back on my birthday.
And the Summer House trailer is freaking
Oh,
amazing
it
because
looked
I know what
so
happened. And I do feel terrible for Lindsay because Carl totally used it as a ploy to get the cameras involved and everything, but it seems like him and Kyle are friends now again because they do all this promo videos
Do you
together.
know that they have a non-alcoholic Loverboy drink? We should
I
try.
know, but it's iced tea, and I'm not a big fan of iced tea.
I feel like I was thinking about it because I was looking at their merch because I wanted something. I did not buy anything, but, I feel like nothing will be better than that windbreaker, so I don't think
Oh, I
I
know.
wanna buy anything anymore for that. But, I think I might try them again because they have a few different flavors that seem at least like I would be and I'm gonna try one more time and
Tea?
see.
The iced tea one? Or
No,
don't
maybe.
worry.
It's whatever the wine-based ones are, I will not ever do that based on your bachelorette party, which we still have not talked about yet. We
I
have
know.
to have a whole episode about that, but I will not drink those ones ever again. They could be my favorite flavor in the whole wide world, and I'll never drink them again. So
I
it's definitely not the wine-based ones.
I like their espresso martini ones,
I know, you said that, but then they are really expensive. I think I might still have some of those left, to be
and
honest.
it's supposed to be 2 drinks in 1, but I would just always drink 1.
Well, yeah, they're literally a can this size. They're like a normal can size. I really like this drink. I'm excited about this.
Now I wanna try these Loverboy drinks. Mango pear,
No, well oh, I know, that's what I'm saying. I looked them up and they looked different.
pineapple hibiscus?
Yeah, like those ones weren't a thing the last time we tried them.
I think we had the white tea peach
We
and
did,
the
and I
cherry lime, and they tasted like shit.
they tasted like things we don't like.
Where have
So
you seen these in a store? I wonder if they're
I don't know. I actually realized that one of the beer distributors that I go to has them. So I'm gonna take a look, but I can't keep buying beer if I'm not drinking it. So I'll have to try in February.
oh, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen these flavors.
Yeah, and we should really just buy 1 4-pack because, like, what you and I do is buy 3 of whatever, and we've never had it in our whole lives, and then if we don't like it, we just, like, pawn it off to people, and it's expensive. So we should just, like, maybe come up with a game plan and only buy 1 and split it.
Probably. Well, we can do that next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the best part is that I don't think we told people we're literally recording this on a Friday night because we're
We are.
not
We're
recording.
so fun.
I was like, "Hey, Jess, do you wanna record one on this Friday night where it's snowing and we're definitely not gonna be going anywhere and we're
I was
not
like, "What the hell
doing
else are we
anything?"
doing?"
Right, I'm like, "Literally, we're not doing anything." So, that sounds good. But yeah, I think is that all that we had to cover? I, of course, didn't do a timer. I think every single episode I will be saying that. So, and my internet got disconnected like 10 minutes in. So I have no idea how long we've been doing this for, but it feels like the right amount of
Yeah,
time.
I think it's the usual time where people like to hear us talk, but please send us
And
your
then get annoyed and don't wanna hear us anymore.
and we are sorry for always posting 3 days late. I totally forget, like, I see it come out, and then I'm like, "I'm gonna write something," and then it's, like, 2 days later, I'm like, "Hmm, I'm still gonna write something, though."
I know, and then this this one not this one, but the week of when we're recording this. That one came out on a holiday, and again, I was on a date, and Mark and I try to not be on our phones during the date, so I was like, "Oh, I'll do it when I get home," like, no, that didn't happen. Then the snow chaos of Tuesday, and that's when I texted Jess and was like, I it's not that I think we both knew we were like, we'll get to it, so
Yeah,
but if you guys are following our dry January, and you're doing it, let us know if you're still in it or not. I feel like I've talked to a few people and they're all still doing it. But I
we're
think
proud of
this
you.
weekend that we're recording will be the true test for people. So it'll be interesting by the time this comes out to see like if people made it because it'll be 2 days left in the month.
Don't worry, everybody, we are making it, and we're all suffering together.
It's, like, sometimes great and then sometimes not great. Like, I'm like, "Oh, wow, I feel good," which is bad. I feel good, but then I feel bad that I it's such, like, a big thing that I am not having a drink. Again, I did do this for, like, 8
9
months,
months.
so yeah. Yeah, but, we will this is our first ever one again that we have n not recorded,
Together.
together. Feel like based on our work schedules that this might be a thing for the next couple of episodes, but, maybe we'll be able to do another one in person soon, but as always, thank you so much for listening. Rate, review, subscribe, tell every single person you know about this, and tap in next week.
Bye.
Bye.